Hi everyone. I told you I'd pop back on and make a video for the history of the issue assignment that we are going to be working on over the course of 4 days. We'll take a break on Monday and always do our independent novel work. And then we're going to go back on next week, Tuesday and Wednesday, and finish up this assignment. All right, so the purpose of this assignment is to be able to look at how our past laws and our past policies and even just our history, our cultural history, have impacted our criminal justice system and how this has actually impacted the African American community. Like I said in the required video from the other day, that if we were back in school, we would be looking at all the chapters. So we'd also be looking at the mental health aspect of it and those laws and how gender laws and different laws impacted our criminal justice system and policies and laws. But because of our time frame, as it currently stands, even if we go back on May 4th, we would not have enough time to get all of those chapters in and do a thorough job, considering we've had time where it's only been 30 minutes. So with that said, we're going to continue to look at that. So over the course of those 4 days, because it is approximately about a 2-hour assignment, and if we were in school, this would be a 2-day unit, potentially even a 2.5-day unit, or not unit, assignment. And we would have been doing it together. We would have watched 13th. You would always have the option to opt out and do the research assignment, a research assignment instead. So, all right. So with that said, you have your choice on how you're going to complete it. And you can choose to do all of it in one sitting and just knock it out and have some days off next week. Or you can choose to whittle away at it in 30-minute segments, or you can choose to work on it, quite frankly, over the course of the next 10 days, because it's not technically due until 11:59 p.m. on the 3rd. I don't care. Your due date's the 3rd at 11:59 p.m. How and when you choose to get it done is up to you. Now, this background information, though, is important to understanding the book, so please do make sure you get it done. All right, we're going to roll over to the actual assignment, and you're going to pick one. Notice it says one. Please do not do both, or you will be mad at me, and I will be mad because that was way too much work, and it's redundant because it's meant to get at the same ideas. All right, if you're going to do option one, this is to actually watch 13th. It's a documentary on Netflix. And I actually think I'm going to put a picture on, well, you have the link. It's a documentary on Netflix. You can watch it on Netflix. If you have Netflix and you'd rather watch it on the TV, or you can click this link right here and it will take you to YouTube. And I've approved it for our next week or so, and then I'll unapprove it. Netflix has graciously, during this time frame, has added some of their documentaries to YouTube to help during distance learning. So it's really cool that we have that option. We don't normally have it. So if you do this, you can absolutely do it with a partner. If you're watching and you have your own computer, you could even do Netflix Party. Your Chromebooks will not allow you to access that, so can't do it on the thing. If you're doing this all on your Chromebook, watching it and doing the study guide that goes along with it, I highly recommend that you split your screen so you can type your answers as you're watching it. It will just make things more efficient for you. Yes, you'll probably have to pause, which is why, even though the movie is like 140 or is like 2 hours, I think actually it's a little more than 2 hours. I think it's an hour and 40 minutes. But because I know you'll have to stop it and a couple of times just to get some numbers down, I've made this assignment 2 hours. Plus, there's an after you watch it portion, and so that'll take you a few minutes. It shouldn't take you too long, though. All right, so that'll be approximately about 2 hours, and this is kind of what your viewing guide looks like. So you'll have to make your own copy of it. So when you do it, I don't know why it's not opening with Google. Just click up here and hit open with Google Docs. All right. Now, with that said, it looks really intimidating. It looks like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. There's like 50 some questions. Yes, there are. But it follows the film. It's pretty quick and easy to do. Like I said, the only thing that you might have to stop for is when I ask you what was the prison population, and you might just have to pause it for a half a second. Maybe you won't. So that is your first option. Now, your second option is if you want to do your own research. Let me back up. So if you do option one, you need to make sure your parents know that you are choosing this option. Yes, I know you are seniors, and I know most of you are 18, but our district policy requires it. So you need to make sure that you have parental permission. And I will assume, considering distance learning, that if you're doing this option, you have gained your parental consent. So know that there's some really tough scenes in this because they use newsreel and video cams. There's actually a scene from a movie and from history that depicts a rape. They don't really show a lot, but if you have some of that trauma in your background, that might be really hard for you to watch, and you may not want to choose this option. They show obviously the violence towards African Americans, them being tortured, lynched, threatened, intimidated. There is a part where two men are naked as they're dragged by police officers. I have watched this like 6 times, and I swear to gosh, I don't know if it's just because they really don't show much, or if because it's more like kind of a hinted at because of the camera angles or whatever. There isn't really, I don't really remember the nudity, and I've like scanned for it, knowing this. And I think it's probably because I'm more into the thing, and so I keep missing it. So there is that. So as you can see right here, I did put, there are some difficult scenes, and according to Common Sense Media, this is what you need to realize. Okay. So if you choose that option. Option 2 is you can do your own research. And I'll be honest, if my parents were going to let me do it, I probably would watch the film, because when you do your own research, while there are less questions on here, you are not going to find all your answers in one spot. So you're going to have to be reading multiple different articles, which actually I like too. So I don't know, maybe I would choose this option. So this is going to be your other option. And it follows very similarly to the information that's drawn out from watching 13th. So just note that even though that other one had like 50 some questions, this one has 32. You will not find everything in one source. You are going to be looking at multiple sources and reading multiple sources, and you are going to be writing a 4 to 6 sentence reflection. Okay. So time-wise, it's probably pretty equivalent. This one might take you a little bit longer. Just depends on how good you are at Google searching and using search terms. All right. So that is your assignment for over the course of the next few days. Now, when I said that it's not due till next week, this is again why we do weekly turn-in folders. You will not come back once we're into next week and we're still working on this. You are not going to come back to week 11 and submit this. Okay. That's just not logical, and it's more work for you. So as you can see, I have already added in, I don't know why I didn't just do this, the week 12 folder. And I put the weekly turn-in folder because some of you may choose just to do this today and be done with it. And then you don't have any English work, for 3 days. Some of you won't get it done till next week, and that's fine too. Okay. So just note that this will get turned into your weekly turn-in folder, but next week. And that's also written on the assignment. So you can see history of the issue assignment is there. It is not in week 11. Okay. All right. Have an amazing day. Reach out for questions. Tomorrow, I will be posting our official Google Meet calendar for readings if you want to participate in those. And that will go through May 4th, because hopefully we'll be back May 4th. And then we'll go from there. And so I will have that. And that way you can plan accordingly for next week. Talk to you later. Have a good day.